So I describe my experience of coaching as almost cathartic. It was very much allowed me to express how I was feeling years ago, counselling, which was completely different. But I had counselling because I was having random panic attacks from nowhere. I wasn't stressed, I wasn't worried about anything, but apparently it's a lot of little things all building up and then just finding an outlet, and I didn't want to get back into that sort of situation again. Okay, so the biggest thing that I took away from coaching was self-reflection, really, sort of an adopting a mindfulness approach for myself, and realizing and understanding that it's not all on me. It isn't all. I don't have to deal with everything. I can find and utilize sort of methods of actually dealing with the way that I'm feeling, compartmentalizing it, putting it into perspective, and addressing the issues that I've got. So in comparison to counselling, it is different. It's more, again, I talk about compartmentalizing. It gave me, it was more directed, really. It was a lot more direct. It was in a shorter space of time. I felt it was more focused on me and not necessarily dealing with the problem itself, but coping mechanisms and finding those coping mechanisms, rather than just about understanding. It's finding the coping mechanisms to deal with the issue that I've got going on. My coach was really, really friendly. On the first session, we got to know each other for the first part of the session. They got to know me, they got to understand me, an understanding of my role and my job, what I'd experienced, and it was like that friendly, rather than being in like a counselling session where it's very clinical or can be very, very clinical. This was a lot more personal or personable, and allowed me to sort of express how I was feeling a lot better. We got to know each other really, really quickly. I would recommend coaching to others. I think it's a really, really, really valuable tool in our toolbox that we've got, and not a lot of people know about it. I know I was aware that there was that there were available things out there to help out with our well-being and support, but it's one of those things when you are in the midst of what we do, and like a residential manager, you don't think to access these kind of things. You might hear about them at sort of conferences, you might hear about them from your senior managers and your supervisions, but it's usually a one-off, and you'll mention it and you'll forget about it and you'll move on with the next problem. So my staff team, I've recommended this now going forward. I'm not saying every day is bad, but when we do go through difficult times and have difficult situations, we've recommended using this service to support them, and not necessarily just about what we've got going on within the home. It's also what they've got outside of the home as well, and it's like an all-encompassing sort of service for them, and a few people have really sort of taken that on board and utilised it. Really, really good. It's really good, and it makes you feel that you're valued, because there are lots and lots of services out there and lots of employers that they don't have the same thought towards their staff. You're there as a number, whereas my employer doesn't just see you as a number, it sees you as a person. It values your well-being, and obviously from their perspective as well, in terms of well-being, if you're sort of mentally and physically well, you're not going to go off sick, so therefore it's a cost-effective service.